The view from the hotel. I bet you if I walked out on that dock and stuck my thumb out, one of these guys in these little boats would take me fishing. I think I'm gonna do that tomorrow morning or later today. Heck, just need to get some fishing time in. I am in Oregon City. I may leave here tomorrow. That's what it looks like. Probably swing through McMinnville and then down to Eugene. I only got maybe one night in Eugene, if that. And then I'll be going south. I'm getting ready to go through my schedule and try to schedule the next week. So if you're not too far from Eugene or in Oregon, I should be able to make it to you within the next couple of days. Then I'll be in sunny Northern California. So that's where I'm at. Weather's pretty nice. Think I'm gonna go for a walk. I got my laundry going. Then I'm gonna get over to Greg so we can finish up that manual swap on that T5R. Several people are trying to reserve me hotel rooms. I don't even know what to say about that. It's kind of tough because until the night before I come, I don't know that I'm coming. So I normally don't know if I'm leaving the town until 10 o'clock that night. If I'm helping somebody and we don't get done, I might have to stay 5-6 hours the next day. It'll exceed my checkout time. I had to stay another night. So that's what happened tonight. I thought that me and Greg might be done by this morning, 9-10 o'clock. It is 9:53. We are not done with his car. So I gotta stay another night, get that car done. So that happens stop after stop after stop. Really can't reserve me a room. It'd be nice, but if you reserve me a room and you don't cancel in time and they charge you for that room, that's wasted money. 120 bucks average these hotels are. 120, 130 bucks. So I don't recommend getting rooms. Sometimes I could get better rates because I ask for every discount. AAA, senior citizen, rewards member, veterans discount. Man, I'm trying to get that rate down as low as I can so we can afford to do this. But, you know, some of you guys have points and things like that. Hey, I don't mind you doing that. However, if I don't make it there that day, might be a wasted registration. So I would just hang tight until the day before making any reservations. And man, most of the time it's easier if I make them, because I've had situations where people made reservations, then they demand my credit card for what they call incidentals and charge both of us for the room. I pay 130 bucks for the room, they pay 130 bucks. They double dipping. You think they clear that up with a stroke of a pen? Nah. You gotta fight, trying to get that money back. I got other things to do than to be fighting a hotel trying to get $130 back. Now, I do it because I got to. I just rather avoid getting in that situation. So that's where I'm at with that. Appreciate your understanding. Hope to see you soon if you're in my schedule of travel. Woo woo! Welcome to Hanging Out with Robert. That's me. This video contains things that I encounter throughout the day. If for some reason I complete a task and you would like to see the details, you could click on the link in the description area below. This video also contains tips and tricks that I learned throughout the years. I plan on leaving this video accessible for about 30 days. After that, you can view it through my Patreon account. Thank you very much for watching. Woohoo! Had another no crank episode. Rolled it through the shifter several times, put it in the reverse, held the key a couple seconds, finally fired up. Think I'm gonna have to replace this P&P switch soon. So maybe I'll hash mark how many times it starts between the no start thing. Shifting fine though. Kicking off the Tinker Day. About ready to get this cracking. I got a couple things to do there. Mainly wiring the sun visors. Then I think we're going to do a tune-up on this car and correct the odometer gear, and that's going to be it for this car. We can move on to another one. Let's get cracking. Headliner is totally done. We just had a little break in the headliner trim there, but really, man, that thing is so minor. I think he was probably going to leave it. We checked the mileage on the cluster and see what bulbs are out, because the mileage is off. Skipping around has bad gears in it. The mileage was about 4,000 or 5,000 miles off, and the radio had some lights out in it. So we're taking the radio apart and replacing the lights. Now, when you take these bulbs out of the radio, you can't replace the bulbs that come on them because they're melted on the backings. So you have to get the little bulbs out of some of the switches. There's a few switches in the dash that has short bulbs. You can get those bulbs and replace those, or buy these bulb assemblies. I think Honda dealers sell them. Somebody beat this trip computer up, but knocked the back off. Those light bulbs were out, so I replaced those. So hopefully I get this to snap back in, but I got to get it that odometer, replace the gearing in it, get that stuff to work right, and get a little closer to being done with this car. Next, we're going to change the thermostat on this thing, see if that stops that howling, just in case. Change the spark plugs on this thing, and it's got plastic on the headlights, or on this one headlight. I didn't realize that. One looked like it's been replaced, the other one has a plastic film on it. Had to use my breaker bar to break these two bolts loose out of the thermostat housing. Man, those things were in there super tight. I mean, the only thing you're doing is crushing this rubber gasket down in that housing. I have no idea why somebody has that thing that tight down in there. And it was kind of stuck to it, so let's change this thermostat. Oh, before I forget, I had my T40 torque Allen on there with the security bit. Snap that thing right off, the end of it into the screw. Just crazy. One of these screws in too tight, having to drill it out. Nice and slow. Oil and slow. Got this Nissan, I think it's an Xterra, something like that. Occasionally, it has a no crank issue. And somebody came in here and put this battery post on here. It's not proper, it's loose. You got metal on a painted surface. That stuff's just not gonna work. If you're gonna use one of these jack leg battery posts, which by the way are very good jack leg items, at least get one that's not painted, because that's interfering with your connectivity here. We're going to replace that. I'm going to try this one first, because this seems like the style that's supposed to be on there. And if that doesn't work, I'm going to use this jack leg one here that's not painted. Let's get cracking. Because it's battery, first thing we're going to do is disconnect the negative cable, get that out of the way, and then we'll deal with the positive. You see a plus there, that's telling you that's positive. This one over here, it's got a minus under there somewhere, negative. So there you have it, folks. Got this tight, then we hook that on top of there, tighten that down. Now we're going to hook the ground back up, and we should be ready to go. Now if you got some of that battery spray stuff, or some, what do you call that, dielectric grease stuff, you can put that over there if you want, protect the connections. But we should be ready to fire up. He's going to go get the key. Yep, go ahead. Fire right up like a brand new car, baby! Woo! I'll probably get a hug for that. Headlight bulb out. We come and look to replace the bulb. The bulb is blown, which is rare for Volvo. We come in here and the wires are bare. So I have a light assembly. We're going to try to take that wire harness off of mine and put it on this one. See if that takes care of it. I unclipped the glass, took the glass off. Now I'm going to pop this reflector out of here. Try not to break it. I'm going to pry it. Flat tip screwdriver. Work your way around Get that out of the way. I had to pry this open here to get this tab out of the bottom so we wouldn't break that. So now we got the thing loose and we got to get that connector loose. So I'm going to go ahead and unplug that light bulb there and set this out of the way and work on getting that connector out of there so we can swap that over. I had the high beam in here. I went on ahead and put the low beam in since we had it out. Set that aside. So we're going to take a quick break and get that connector out of there, which is like a Chinese jigsaw puzzle, and take the other light apart and swap that over. Because these lights are losing their wiring protection. Here it is. You get those bare wires touch each other, they'll blow a bulb in about a half a second. So we're going to cross our fingers. Hopefully this next light has a good wire harness in it. The light is on, shining bright. We're servicing the AC because this compressor's cycling way too much. It's staying on mostly now, so we might be good to go. And I missed the lights on the radio, so I'm gonna pull that and redo that lights on the radio. Took about 30 minutes sitting on that AC service. It finally filled up, did great, quit cycling. Now we're going to come back here and put this trim piece back on this little panel here real quick. Then we're going to put that dash pad on. These little white things channel into these things. So really when you pull this panel off, you should pull the panel to the right and then pull it away from the vehicle. Try not to just pull it straight off because it'll break the tabs like that. Get these things out, put a screwdriver there, just pry them really slow and they'll come out. Trim clip puller may be even better. Now I can lock this in here and snap it in place. There it is. Now I'm going to put it up here and press them in and we should be good to go. To set those white clips in this piece of trim, I had to use a pair of pliers to pull them in so they locked in, and to get them up there I had to punch them with my fist, you know, the palm of my hand, push them real hard to get them in there. So looks good. Got light bulbs installed. Here you see those light bulbs at the numbers. Off, on, off, on. Can barely see them, but they're going bright and dim. Also, this light over here was out. We got that light working, and the headlight switch, the green one. And we got this light working and that light working. So we replaced a few bulbs in this dash. And got the dash pad back on. Only thing we have to do now is figure out why this window's making this horrible sound. Something's scraping in there. Maybe you just need some lubrication. This roller has been replaced and it was not lubricated. So I sprayed it with some lithium grease. Doesn't need much on that one. That's just a pivot point pretty much. It doesn't roll in the track. It just kind of pivots in there. But this one back here may have been replaced. It doesn't look original, but it was dry. So lubricate it. Let's run it through. See if we hear any difference. Ooh, right there at the end. Still got some horrible sound in there from something. Sound like the lubrication is getting to something. It's just squeaking, chirping now instead of the full squeak. Spray a little bit more lube in there, see if that finishes it off. That little chirp you hear. The wagon was a 96 and this T5 is a 96. We got a instrument cluster situation here where the mileage is intermittent. It's off. We're going to change the odometer gear package in that. We got a fuel filter to replace. What else is going on with this one?
Third brake light.
Third brake light. And
I think that's it.
all right, so let's get at this, read the mileage, see what's going on there. Went into program Kobe, total distance 192,495. Up here it has 190,099, so we're going to correct that and replace a bulb here and replace a bulb there where your cigarette lighter is. That bulb is out as well. We also have the right side of this climate control unit bulb out as well. So let's get to work on this stuff. Took it for a little test drive. Odometer is still not working. Window doesn't roll up. Brake light not working. And ignition key cylinder is tight. And let me get to work on this stuff. I did everything to that white T5 sedan. Could not get that odometer to work. I tried another cluster. I tried another odometer pack. I tried all kind of stuff. Just won't work. I think there's a broken wire on top of the dash. The right plug that has the majority of the wires going through it was real tight, had a lot of tension on it on top of the cluster. I think that messed up one of the wires in there and couldn't get his odometer to count. The trip computer counts, but the odometer pack doesn't. Put new gearing in there, turn them manually, reset them, all kind of stuff. And like I said, the trip computer works, but that odometer pack don't. So I'm gonna take a little break, make sure Diane has everything she needs, everything's cool, and go back up there and tear the dash out of that platinum, baby. Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy, I'm out here in the wilderness. It look like somebody got a bomb shelter. And what do we got here? Platinum sedan. And it's got a dash issue that is driving these folks crazy. So we're going to pull the dash, try to get this fixed up so it can be drivable again. Took about an hour and 5 minutes to get this dash out. So now I got to find the stuff I need to put it together and grab this pieces of this mount right here. Try to get that back together somehow. Had our work cut out for us. A lot of this dash is busted up. So I suspect somebody tried to take that piece off there. Got a little bit of it left and just broke it all up. See all these breaks here? All those are points of noise. We got a couple of cracks go way down here. Those have to be quieted down somehow. Stop drilled in epoxy. Got a crack going down through this tape here. Crack there. Crack over here. So all these are points that will make noise. Mount dug out there. Mount dug out there. Mount dug out there. Mount dug out there. Dug out there. Somebody's got wooden blocks holding the glove box door support up. Just some really challenging things here. So first of all, I'm going to clean it up best I can with some brake parts cleaner and a rag. Then I'm going to mix some epoxy and start epoxying some of these holes and cracks. Another gas saving tip: do not ride with unnecessary extra stuff in your car. The more weight you have, the more kind of a drag you have on your suspension parts, and it'll cost you fuel economy at the end. I've lost as much as 20% gas efficiency with a loaded down car. So lighten up your load, people. Lighten it up. If you feel that this information was useful, please like it and share it with your social media friends. You can subscribe to my channel so that you will get notifications of future videos that I post. You can follow me on Twitter, and if you need to contact me directly, please visit my website. And if you have any questions, leave them below, and someone or myself will reply to them. Again, thank you very much for watching.